All right. All right. Hopefully y'all could hear me now. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that. Yes, we're gonna talk about Satya Nadella and a few other things today. Here we go. All right. Let me get the okay if you guys can hear me all right. I think I had some mic issues in that first couple of minutes there, unfortunately. All right, good. Yeah, man. Thank you everybody for joining. We got the unlimited hangout, which means chat. I want y'all to be vocal, be talkative, be fired up, and you know how it is, man. When it comes to this one, when it comes to unlimited hangout, I get to hang out with you guys, try to read every comment. So you guys have fun tonight, and we gonna talk about this because um it's been about a year, nearly a year, since Xbox really took this hard left turn to their current strategy, a controversial strategy for a console maker, right? And especially in the last month or so, since they started doing the whole this is an Xbox ad campaign. I think people are taking things in the wrong way. And RL2, Arel, I think it's Arel 2. Thank you for joining, my man. Welcome to the chat. He said people are taking Satya's interview out of context again. He said nothing new, and people acting like Play Anywhere hasn't been a feature for years. Yeah, exactly. Arel, and that's what's so funny about this, right? Is this idea that that anytime somebody from Microsoft, brass, whether it's Satya or Phil, Matt Booty, Sarah Bond says something, everybody act like that this is some new territory. That they're like Star Trek going into the unknown or something, right? Where their obvious strategy, and at this point it's pretty obvious. I feel like if you don't know Xbox strategy by now, at the December 2024, you're never going to get it, right? They're trying to act like when Satya says stuff like we're defining what it means to be an Xbox fan, that is some attack, right? That he's some evil mastermind like Dr. Robotnik or some shit, trying to ruin Xbox for good, right? Take down the evil Xbox, and really a lot of it is just business. But you're 100% correct, Darrell, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. People are taking it out of context, but when it comes, listen, I for as long as I've been an Xbox fan, especially since 2013, my friend, taking Xbox out of context is that's the norm, man. That's the norm. Also, shout out to David Cohen, the homie Tool Man, the queen of green, the first lady of chat, Dale 4568, Shiz No Elite, Faded Blade, the homie Coco Fiend, Devil Shooter 126. Man, I see y'all are vocal tonight. Hebot, yeah, Hebot. I'm just gonna do a solo thing, man. Just gonna be about an hour or so. Hang out with you guys in the chat. So it's just gonna be me tonight. Um, you know what I'm. And depending on how things go, I'll probably throw something together with the crew, doing a little bit of truth as well. But yeah, Sadia talked about new console innovations. Yeah, people are ignoring that. Oh, that's a great point. That's a great point. And that's because everybody is so hyper focused on the whole no red lines thing, and this must means Xbox is putting every single game on every platform and all this. The usual hot takes. I mean, my goodness, Sorrel. Um, I even saw this lovely interview about Xbox Insider says the age of Xbox console exclusives is over. And do you know who they said that the big insider was? Fucking Jez Corden. I mean, this is at this point a lot of this stuff I feel is just a form of a confirmation bias. David Cohen said, "I'm excited about the live stream, but I hope Unlimited does a Christmas stream this since Christmas is coming up real soon. It's my favorite holiday like Hanukkah." Yeah, David Cohen. Next week we're actually doing a show on the 26th. It's going to be our Game of the Year show next Thursday. And the reason why I'm not doing it on Christmas is because I'm going to be with family that day, right? So nothing on Christmas specifically, but 100%. Thursday, December 26th, we are doing a holiday edition. Going to talk about our favorite game of the year and all that stuff. But yeah, man, don't worry. I got you covered. I got you covered. And he said, Chanukah sounds weird to say compared to saying Hanukkah. I didn't even know that Chanukah was a way to say it. So why does the other version of the word Hanukkah have a C? I can't wrap my head around it. Also, Xbox has a huge year coming. Yeah, their 2025 lineup is massive. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I did kind of want to ask the chat today uh, is how do you guys feel about the 2025 lineup? I think it looks great, and the way that the game media is going to be pushing Xbox next year is that they're going to make it seem like even the games that aren't going to Nintendo or PlayStation are going to go there eventually. That's going to be the narrative they're going to push all year, and that's unfortunately going to be the narrative with every game going forward, whether or not it's a multi-platform or not. So the discourse around the games is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous as every single outlet's going. I mean, it used to annoy me when I saw all the articles. Is Avowed coming to PlayStation 5? Is Sea of Thieves coming to PlayStation 5? You know what I'm saying? But before any of that stuff, before Microsoft made that jump, that change in strategy, and yeah, so I did kind of want to ask how you guys felt, and would you guys have preferred it if every game in the Xbox lineup next year was just on Xbox Game Pass and PC, and there was no hint of it going anywhere else? For example, if the Outer Worlds 2, which I believe when it was announced as a Xbox exclusive, stayed and wasn't going to PlayStation. Would that make you feel better about the game? I'm curious what you guys think, because I tend to be very, very kind of down the middle on stuff like this, where it's good when Xbox has a console exclusive, because exclusive is good. Exclusive will give the console's identity, but when most games are already multi-plat, it's not the biggest deal in the world when some of the games do go to PlayStation, Nintendo. And then even when I say that, there's a lot of context in that, right? Because it annoyed me when, for example, Sea of Thieves went to PlayStation. I didn't understand why. The game had 40 million players between Xbox and PC. It was already a huge success. To me, it screamed a game that you didn't need to test the waters with it on PlayStation. That you could have kept that under the Xbox identity. And I also think that that Xbox, Xbox identity is clearly Game Pass. That's it first and foremost. But I don't want Xbox to identity to only be Game Pass. I want it to be Game Pass and South of Midnight, Starfield, Fable, because a lot of my favorite games that they've been releasing recently have been the Starfields of the other console, right? In terms of console exclusive, it's been games like that. You know what I'm saying? More so than the traditional Forza and Halo. And that's not because Forza and Halo are bad, not even close. They're phenomenal games. It's just that those type of games are giving Xbox this different experience that I'm looking for. So hopefully I'm making sense with my stance on it. Hey, what's up, Tool Man? Daya giving out some shout outs in the chat as always, and Daya's fantastic at the shout outs. That's something I need to improve on, because you guys are worth shouting out. I see you guys are on fire already in the chat. Just know Lee said what's up. Hope y'all are well. Oh yeah, we good, man. We good. But back to the article here. It says reports about Microsoft potentially ditching platform exclusives have recently been fueled by its gaming division's new marketing campaign, which clashes pretty much everything's at an Xbox. And all right, this first sentence, it already annoys me because everybody likes to spin everything in a very literal sense, but the ad never shows a PlayStation or Switch, right? But like Aurel said at the beginning of the show, they've been doing this for years. Xbox Play Anywhere, a lot of the games, I think damn near all their first party games, if you buy them digitally, you could play them on your PC. It started that way. Now you could play them on the cloud and on your through the Xbox app. And that's all it is, guys, is just a way to reach more gamers, because unfortunately, and I say this as somebody who's a console guy. Unfortunately, the console market isn't growing like that. You know, it's not growing to the extent that maybe they thought it would have. And in the business world, they're addicted to that word growth. You know what I'm saying? Even though everything is finite, even eventually, eventually Xbox will run out of gamers to reach. And even though that's probably years, decades away, it's still something that'll happen. You know, if they keep this trajectory, you eventually you run out of people to sell your product to, and then what? You know, what they shift to fuel the growth then. But yeah, that's the strategy there. Um, but yeah, for some reason that's always taken as ultra literal. I'm surprised people aren't saying, "Man, are they going to put games on the Wii U now?" or some stupid shit like that. Now, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella has chimed in with some new comments about the strategy in the company's annual shareholders meeting, as highlighted by GameFile. Um, Divert senior editor Tom Warren, oh geez, that dude. When asked to reflect on Microsoft's acquisition of Microsoft Blizzard, Nadella cited Xbox's latest ad campaign and how the aim is to make gaming more accessible everywhere and on all your devices. End of quote, Satya, he said. We said, let's take this joy of gaming everywhere. And that's why, even with these ads with Xbox Now, where we are redefining what it was or what it means to be an Xbox fan, it's about being able to enjoy Xbox on all your devices. And this simple sentence, which falls in line with what they've been saying for a long time now, seems to be controversial. And I'm kind of run out of ways on asking how at this point. Listen, it's okay if you don't like this ad, if you don't like the move. And the console war side of me gets it, but it clearly the old standard status quo wasn't working for him, right? Did you guys hear about the drones attacking the USA? Well, this ain't a political show, but nah, man, I've been working all day, so I'll catch up on the news later. But no, I didn't hear about that. Uh, there's a static weekend. Oh yeah, that's from earlier. Yeah. I'm good now. I'm getting my PC this week. Hey, that's what's up, Faded Blaze. If you don't mind sharing, man, what's the specs in your PC? Huh? Yeah, because when you join the PC community, they don't want to know them specs. Nah, I'm kidding, man. Hope you enjoy that PC when you get it. Never going back to PC after that. Wow, Shizno has the complete opposite. He has the complete opposite reaction. Uh, why DCG think a $3 billion company is broke? Oh, I have no clue, man. I have no that I don't think they know what the word broke means. Faded Blaze. I don't think they know at all. Uh, but you know it to them. So Sony doing pretty much doing the Microsoft strategy. Apparently, that's not broke because they're clearly doing it. But Microsoft. But that's just how it is, man. Microsoft does the innovating. They take all the lumps, all the hate, all the bumps and bruises, and then when the other two console platforms follow, by then everybody's used to it, so they don't get any of the smoke. Because Sony putting their games on PC, Xbox did that shit 8 years ago. They started that 8 years ago. And I don't care what anybody says. Eventually, Sony's going to have games they want on PC as well, and not just the multiplayer stuff. Because that's how it is. That's how it starts. It starts with they make the shift. The gamers aren't happy, right? Step one is they're pissed. Why are you doing this to us? You're killing the games. I wouldn't have bought the console if your game was on PC. That's stupid ass argument gets exposed. Then it shifts to, well, at least our games aren't on other consoles. Then you get that argument. Then a game or two goes to another console. Like apparently that Lego Horizons game, which already released on the Switch, might come to Xbox. I hope that happens because I want to see that reaction. That's going to be hilarious. But yeah, Faded Blaze. And then now where we're at with Xbox is that the games are everywhere. They're doing the multi-platform strategy, and a lot of that was due to the Activision thing, which I think to some is starting to come off as a bit of a blessing and a curse, in the sense that You get Game Pass day one. I mean, Call of Duty on Game Pass day one, and all these awesome benefits. But I guarantee, I could just tell for a lot of people, a lot of Xbox fans, at least in the console war gaming space, they would trade Xbox not owning Activision if it meant that the other games and the Bethesda stuff stayed exclusive. You know, I think they would take Hi-Fi Rush never going to PlayStation over having Call of Duty on Game Pass. Because the console war, that mindset runs deep, man. It really does. Shizdo said, these are all fake fans that always want to whine about Xbox. They always twist anything people at Xbox says. Um, yeah. I mean, it's not just the fans though, man. This is a gaming media problem as well, right? Where they twist what the Xbox brass says. But as I read a lot of these interviews, a lot of it's pretty consistent. And then we get stuff like this. Matt Booty, Microsoft's platform strategy is still on a game by game basis, and I think the Outer World situation kind of confirmed this one because for some reason I can't find the original trailer that said it, but I could have sworn the first trailer like 3 or 4 years ago said that the Outer Worlds 2 was going to be exclusive, but here it is going on PlayStation. That's not going to affect my enjoyment of the game. I love the Outer Worlds 1, beat that couple years ago. So that's not going to affect my enjoyment, but it ruffles people the wrong way. It feels like a bait and switch, even though that's not how bait and switch works. Jez also said more PlayStation exclusives come to Xbox, which makes it ironic that he fans the flames of the Ponybot meltdowns. Yet Sony Go multiplat just gets ignored. Oh, that's an excellent point, Arel. And I'm blocked. First of all, I don't even use Twitter like that no more. I'm also blocked by Jez, so I'm only aware of his comments from this article. I didn't know that he also. I mean, but again, we see PlayStation going to put more games elsewhere. Hell, PlayStation lost the rights to Death Stranding. That's on Xbox now. I wouldn't be surprised if that Helldivers game come to Xbox one day. Listen, we are in uncharted times, right? And to where the old console strategy just doesn't work. You can't make you listen. Outside of Nintendo, these big everybody wants the big AAA games. I don't care how much they shit on AAA games or not. That's what they want. They want the Hollywood blockbusters of gaming. All right, they don't want the avant-garde indie stuff, the $20 games like Akambot that are fun as hell, but they're not going to make the splash like that. Most people want the big heavy hitters. Let's be real, Lava wants to use it as bragging rights, but you can't keep development these 200-300 million dollar games, sell it on one platform, not make the money back, and don't expect them to don't expect everybody at the head of this company to be like, man, we need to change the strategy. Hell, even all the third party exclusives this year not Microsoft, but from Sony failed, especially the Square Enix stuff. Square Enix says every quarter how their games, how the Final Fantasy games didn't make the money back, didn't meet expectations. That's their favorite sentence. Our games don't meet expectations. But yeah, man, that's an excellent comment there, Arel. I wasn't aware Jess said that, but I mean, Jess don't need to say that. You just gotta pay attention to what's going on now, right? Uh, but yeah, I mean, now with that said, when it comes to Xbox, the meltdowns from Xbox are a different level. The Xbox meltdown, man, they're a different breed, man. Sometimes it could feel like children. It almost, even though most of them are a bunch of adults, some are even middle aged, it could feel like children, arguing with a bunch of children. And then what's even worse is that when people focus on the nonsense of it, the important discussions don't get brought up because it's pretty clear that we need to have the discussion with Microsoft about releasing physical games better. A lot of them. First of all, first party wise, it seems like they're not even giving you the disc anymore with physical copies. I bought the collector's edition from Indiana Jones, and it came with the code. And you know what I'm saying? But most of us collectors, the big part of collecting is at having the actual game. So I'm a big proponent of put the game on. I don't care if it's 2, 3, 4 discs. Baldur's Gate 3 literally has 4 discs. That's perfectly fine. And those discussions, the game preservation, the distribution rights, our rights as consumers, because don't get it twisted. I may be an Xbox fan, but I tell you guys all the time, I care more about me as a consumer than I do about Xbox. And our consumer rights, man, we're in a tricky situation as we're knee deep in the digital world. And so when all this nonsense, like with this obvious strategy, um, and to where all the clickbait headline, oh, Xbox Insider says the age of console exclusive is over. It's over. It's done. It kind of feels like this is what I mean by children. Is the only way to reach gamers is to have these silly clickbait articles? Is that really the only way that you could get anything across to gamers anymore? Is to get them riled up with this nonsense? I don't know. I don't think so. You're gonna do a show on Thursday? Hell yeah, I'm there. Yeah, next Thursday for sure. Tomorrow, we'll see. You'll see, because I see Hebot and Daya, and I just want to do something, hang out with you guys. But I see that I know that they're licking their chops to get their views out, and I kind of feel like a dick turn them down. But yeah, that's how it is. This is the Unlimited Hangout, and the Unlimited Truth. I want to hang out with you guys. Coco Fiend said, Xbox is winning at the end of the day. Look at the roadmap. Play what you like, regardless of where else it goes. Exactly, Coco Fiend. And most gamers who aren't in the deep in the console war stuff or deep in the game community, I think that's kind of where they're at, right? Where they're just playing what they like and don't really care about the outside stuff. Because it's kind of amazing how I've run into casual gamers that, let's say, there are casual gamers, for example, who bought PlayStation 5 and is bundled with Gears of War. You know what they did? Never once touched Gears of War. I saw that last generation. I saw that with Spider-Man. The Thanksgiving holiday. I mean, the Black Friday. I think of Black Friday 2018 or 2019. Where Spider-Man 2 was bundled with the PS5 for like $200. A lot of them people played Call of Duty. They didn't touch Spider-Man. And so yeah. So Xbox, their roadmap is so nasty in a good way. It's so stacked. It's looking so good. So, and with a bunch of different type of games. I mean, Doom, the Dark Ages, Fable, State of Decay 3, I believe, had that 2025 after this summer. That Coco Fiend. I don't know how. I generally don't know how any Xbox fan can be upset. The only thing that other than the what if of if some are going to be exclusives or not, I don't understand how any Xbox fan could be mad. And then most of y'all I know were on Game Pass, so it's not like y'all are going to be dropping $70 on all these games day one. Hell, I'm not even going to do that. And I buy everything. You know what I'm saying? Except for a Avowed. That's day one. I can't wait for the Avowed. There are rumors that Lego Horizon is coming to Xbox. Yep. Yes, Faded Blaze, that is true. But since it's rumors, I'm not going to say anything definitive about it. I will say this. I hope it's true. Because your boy Unlimited likes chaos sometimes, and I'm not gonna lie, it's more the chaos, the chaos for Lego Horizon if it comes to Xbox, if or when, is gonna be electric. It's gonna be, I hope for it. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be, how can I put this? It's gonna be some of the dumbest stuff ever. But it's going to be so entertainingly stupid, because that's how it is, man. If it's any video game discourse, I don't know what's up with video game discourse, especially with Xbox. But you get the most over the top, insane reactions It straddles the line of this is so annoying to this is entertainingly stupid, right? It's like remember the scary movie, the comedy films that parodied actual horror films? How some of those, scary movie, especially the first three were so stupid they're funny. That's why I want this to be real. I need. I don't even like Horizon. I just want to see the meltdown of this whole. When people going to ignore this fact that games like MLB The Show, when you turn on that game and see the Sony Studio logo, or hell, even when you start Death Stranding, you see the Sony Studio logo, right? And they're going to act like this is something that's never happened or never will happen. Welcome to modern gaming, folks. Welcome to modern gaming. That's all I can tell you guys. I'm enjoying it, man. Listen, I know. Every other YouTuber tells you how bad gaming is and blah blah blah. I'm on the opposite end. I think gaming is fucking brilliant right now, and the best part about gaming is the one thing people don't refuse to do. If you don't like something, just don't fucking play it, right? And instead, people likes to tear it down for some reason. I don't know why. I think. Listen, the ease of access to gaming. I don't know if I would have finished school if as a kid I had this. If I was able to get, for example, even if I got one of the retro handhelds as a kid, right? If there's a handheld as a kid that played all the Sega Genesis games, I might have gotten in trouble every fucking day playing that damn thing because I literally have every game at my fingertip. Yo, gaming right now is nuts. It's nuts, man. Devil Shooter said no, just Xbox, but since it's not going P, I'm not sure what you're saying there, Devil Shooter. He said no, just Xbox, but since it's not Go PC. I think he's saying Go PC as in, I know he's a PC dude now, but that wording just kind of threw me off. I think we see more Activision IPs on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Yeah, the usual, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, which is still not on Game Pass Ultimate yet. However, it'll come. Oh, yeah, definitely. Remember, it took a few months for Crash Bandicoot games to hit Game Pass. Hell, didn't Spyro just hit Game Pass either at the end of November or earlier this month in December? So yeah, a lot of the stuff is trickling down. I hope David Cohen, and this will really just blow everybody's mind. If Microsoft could just get the rights to some of the Marvel, Transformer, and Nickelodeon games, some of the listed games, and get them back on Xbox. If they could pull, do you know how amazing it'll be if they could pull that off to where if we could get Transformers for Cybertron, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, some of the Spider-Man games, the Nickelodeon, like the delisted Legend of Korra game, which was digital only, I believe. So with that game, if you didn't buy it digitally, you can't even buy it physically on the retro market. If we could get those back on Xbox, even if it's just a limited time, right? And they just gave us like a 2-month window, I'll buy them immediately. People will play them immediately. If Xbox would pull that off, that would be the steal of the generation almost. Shizno Lee said, as long as Xbox makes a console, I'll be happy. Yeah. I agree, Shizno. Listen, Shizno, you're like me. We're kind of more on the positive side of gaming. We like what we like. We like to talk about what we like and why gaming is still great. And part of that is that I know you probably have a larger backlog of games than I do, man. And that's because we invested so much in these games that it's going to be very hard. If anything happens and Xbox makes like just the worst decisions ever, I'm not going to just jump ship and buy a PlayStation 5 and all of a sudden pretend I've been liking PlayStation this whole time, right? I'm not going to do that corny shit a lot of the as they call them pony bots have done, where they jump ship to PlayStation and all of a sudden the same games they talk shit about for years they love. That's always super corny to me. I wouldn't do that because I'll just be lying to you guys, right? But it would be very hard for Xbox to make me ditch my hundreds and hundreds of games I own. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not fully digital, so a lot of the games I own say aren't they aren't playing anywhere. Which actually, in general, a lot even if you are digital only, a lot of your games aren't going to be played anywhere. So jumping to PC isn't taking your games with you. The only way to enjoy Xbox would be to have the hardware, and so Xbox will really have to screw up royally for me as a consumer to just be like, fuck this brand, I'm out. And I don't think putting a few games on PlayStation, Nintendo is bad is even that big of a deal really in the grand scheme of things. To where I'm just like, oh man, this is unusable. I hate you, Xbox, and all that other stuff. And also, I think it's, again, guys, they're a corporation. They're gonna do what they got to do, and once you understand that, even as a fan of something, I think it'll mellow you out a bit to like, all right, they're gonna do what you gotta do. If they do anything and I choose go from Xbox, I'll just play my old shit then. I got so many games. I promise you, I really and truly feel like if anything ever happened and I don't buy a video game ever again, I'm probably set for life. Because I got a lot of games. I got a lot of long ass games too. And hell, even some of them I might even want to replay the ones I already beat. So, well, there's not much of a lose situation in terms of my investment with Xbox, really. I don't feel. And then there's Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo's got a lot of fucking issues, but people like to throw that under the rug. And I don't care that Nintendo releases the occasional Mario some shit every year or their annual Pokemon game. Nintendo, they, by the way, they're probably the most anti-consumer. I mean, you dare do any? Oh no! Somebody have an emulation of an old ass Nintendo game they haven't sold in 40 years, and Nintendo goes and attack them like they busted in Nintendo headquarters and stole all their stuff or something. Man, Nintendo make me sick with some of the shit they do. And so I don't give them pass just because, oh, well, they're the only ones who got exclusives left. So what? All right. Nintendo's one bad generation from doing the same shit Xbox and PlayStation is doing. You guys must have forgot, like, the people who think Nintendo is always going to be this way must have forgot that the Wii U, if the Switch was not a success, the Wii U was so bad that the Switch was almost their last console. So that's all I'm saying. When it comes to Nintendo, they got to be called out for their bullshit too. And the way that they treat everything, like there's a difference between being protective of your IPs and pretending that old ass games you're not reselling, you don't put on any e-stores, you don't give anybody any access to, and people dare to use an emulator to play it, are stealing your shit. Man, go fuck yourself, Nintendo. I don't understand how that don't piss people off more. Hey, what's up, Flint Dog? The homie Flint Dog said Microsoft owns Windows OS and everywhere. Microsoft owns Xbox and it's mauling it after Windows. That's Microsoft, and people think that it's a new strategy. Oh, excellent comment there, Flint, man. Excellent comment. Yeah, you know what it is? It's new for the gaming industry, especially a big console maker, to go the route of let's put our games everywhere to this extreme. You know what I'm saying? Flint Dog. That's what's new. That's what has people confused. That's why people don't seem to have answers for anything. I mean, not don't seem to. I'm sorry, I worded that wrong. That's why people think that every answer Microsoft and Xbox has is some big insult to them as gamers or as a brand loyalist or however you want to put it. Because the gaming, listen, since I maybe the 80s, maybe since the first console, I'm not 100% sure, but I know for a fact since Nintendo started releasing consoles, every console maker has always had this sense of, you want to play our games, you buy our console, and that worked for decades. But in the seventh generation, when we lost a lot, and I mean a lot of developers and publishers, because the HD era was so expensive, even games that sold 2-3 billion copies of a game was still considered a financial failure. That kind of started that snowball effect we're seeing now, to where over a decade later, after losing the likes of say THQ and Midway Games and all that stuff, right? We see the gaming industry trying to find new ways to to stay pretty much survive. A lot of it is almost survival. And this is something that and oh yeah, and not only that, even during economic struggles, the economy hasn't been the best lately. Even through any economic ups and downs, what we're seeing is a situation where people just aren't buying $70 games like that. And it really does seem like this, because let's not forget the standard of $60 AAA games. That was the standard for an unusual long time. Because I remember that in the sixth generation, the price of new AAA games are $50, and then in the HD era, 60, and now 70. But the problem is, it's clear that 70 is just too fucking much for a new game for most people. You know what I'm saying? That's why when a lot of these games hit Game Pass, they do extremely well because people are actually interested in them. They're not $70 fucking dollars interested in a lot of cases, and that's why a lot of gamers, Flint Dog, if you notice, they listen to a lot of outside resources, which not my thing, but I get it. Not everybody's going to be buying games or playing games to the way we do. And so when they hear a game's great, okay, they'll drop the money. But but for a lot of people, the days of just buying every game day one, that's over. If it's true that Xbox Next Console will have you access your Steam library, it's a lap. Dude, that would be absolutely phenomenal. And matter of fact, Devil Shooter, if you're still here, would you like if Xbox allowed you to access your Steam library, would that bring you to Xbox? Because I think that'd be unbelievable. If you had a console that played your Xbox and Steam library, oh my goodness, that might that might fade ablaze. That might no joke be one of the greatest consoles ever at that point. I mean, I see the digital collection a lot of these Steam users got, and these dudes be having games upon games, man. Oh, yeah, that would be unbelievable if that happened. If there, maybe it'll be a Steam app or something, or however it plays. And not only that, and then I know a lot of games run through GeForce Now, which I believe is a cloud gaming service, and Xbox has worked with them. That actually sounds kind of incredible. I'd be down for that. My dream console is still the Universal Xbox, where even games that aren't backwards compatible, they'll have it to where you put your disc in and they'll still read it. I don't even. That's probably not even close to realistic. So I don't know how the technology or any type of laws or any shit works with stuff like that. But that'll be my dream, man. Is a Universal Xbox where I don't need to bust out my OG Xbox to play the non-backwards compatible games, or the 360 to play games like Transformers Wars for Cybertron that's not backwards compatible. Dude, to me that'll be the greatest console ever. Just and generations, period. Like fuck, we believe in generations. Like you could play every generation. That'll be my tagline. Coco Scene said, I heard rumors Sony think about selling Spider-Man rights back to Marvel. Yeah, I heard the same too. Coco Fiend. It's to be fair, man. All those Spider-Man tie-in movies they've been doing, like Venom and what was one that just released? Craven, that Craven movie. I didn't even know there was a Craven movie until this week, where I saw some article about how it was a mega flop. Those movies are just dead without. I can't believe I'm saying this. The Spider-Man movies and the Spider-Man tie-in movies are dead without Disney, the Marvel and Disney backing. I mean, that's how bad Sony treats that shit, man. And then I don't think they could do another reboot. At least they got the animated Spider-Man movies that did really well. I don't know how they crank those out while their live action stuff has been awful. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. You want to know what's funny? The PC guys don't want Sony's exclusives. Well, Sony needs to make money. Faded Blaze, and when like 10% at most are buying their exclusives of their big $200 million games, they got to find some way. And if the PC guys aren't going to buy it, well, the Xbox guys should be next. Then I'm just saying, if the PC guys don't want to buy their $200 million games, and that shit is costing them money out the ass. Well, time to put Horizon on the Xbox. Oh man, no. If that happens, I'll talk all the shit in the world. Oh, Snooky Jackson, yo, what's up, man? He said, "What's up, Unlimited? Microsoft got $75 billion cash on them as of 2024." Look, Snooky, we know they're gonna buy somebody. It's just a matter of who they're buying next, right? I don't know who they're going to purchase in 2025. I wouldn't mind if it was Ubisoft because your boy Unlimited loves Ubisoft games, but I think they're more tied with Tencent. I believe Tencent it will be the ones who buy them out. Maybe WB because they want to sell their gaming studios, but if they do WB, they gotta get the rights. They gotta get the gaming rights to their IPs. Because having a Superman game, but I mean having Rocksteady and NetherRealms and all of them, but no Superman IP just doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, 100%. Microsoft is clearly geared to buy somebody else next. It's just a matter of who. And I'm not sure who to predict anymore. Well, honestly, with stuff like that, I'm just going to enjoy the ride. Whoever they get, they get. David Cohen said, "There's creating lies on YouTube and social media to say whatever narrative fits, and then there's actually an honest group of people who are turning a blind eye to what's going on in the gaming industry." Yeah, great point. The lies on YouTube is kind of what drives me. The lies drives me crazy. That's one reason that fairly recently, I ditched all the social media sites because I just kind of got sick of that. And what's crazy is that I don't think you need to lie. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you're good enough, if you're entertaining enough, if you're informative enough, if you're good enough at games or people like your personality or respect your opinion, you don't need to lie to them. And so when guys like Dreamcast guy make 500 million Xboxes dev views a day, to me they look stupid. Dude, you don't need to do this. Just talk about the game. Just play the game. But yeah, man, and the thing about people who are honest, I'm not even sure if a lot of them are turning a blind eye. It's just that if nobody's going to listen, for a lot of them, it's like nobody's going to listen. What can they really do? And sometimes, and if they're anything like me, like I fully admit, a lot of negativity will get to me. If I'm, for example, if I'm playing a game and I'm enjoying the game, and where I look, everybody shitting on the game, I'm not going to sit there and just take it. I'm gonna be like, all right, screw this. I'm just gonna enjoy the game on my own. Y'all could be miserable if you want, because I don't need or want to constantly be. I don't. People, what I've realized, David Cohen, is that people don't like the things that they like constantly being shitted on. That's fine for a little while, but eventually it gets old, man. It gets old. Because there are people who still like Star Wars, who stopped listening to people whose channels used to be about the Star Wars lore and stuff, but turns into, man, this sucks. And then the next video is, well, this sucks. And then at some point it's like, well, if it's this bad, why even covering it? And that's how I feel with games. If video games suck this bad, you find another hobby. You don't need to make videos or articles or all this other stuff about why the shit sucks. Let us who enjoy it then. Gogo Poe, what's up, man? He said it's been almost a year since the third-party news, and we still talk about it. Yep. Yeah, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. That's what confuses me, Gogo Poe, is that every time something like that happens, everybody acts like it's the first time it happens, and I don't know why. I don't know why at all. Let me, at some point, people just gonna have to just accept this is what Xbox is now. And if you don't like it, cool. Find your niche. Find what you like. But but we gotta stop pretending what Satya Nadella said, for example, uh, was something or some horrible thing. And what do you mean you want to redefine what it means to be an Xbox fan? I mean, you guys redefined it yourself when you started buying digital only physical and everything else that's been trickling. Like you know what it means to be an Xbox fan in 2044, going into 2025. And as a consumer, you could be free to like it or not. Uh, oh, hey, what's up, Ditas? 20. Thank you for the super chat. He says salute. Yeah, man, salute big time. I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation. Yeah, I see there's a lot of comments, so forgive me if I'm a little behind, but that's how it is with the Unlimited Hangout. I try to address every comment. I try to address every single one. What's the status of the giveaway Unlimited? Oh, all right, yeah. So for those who don't know, thank you for reminding me, Faded Blaze. This is a good opportunity, guys. It's still going on. It ends on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day, all right. I am doing a giveaway, and it's super simple. On my YouTube channel, click under post, and under post, the first thing you'll see is the giveaway, and it's super easy to enter. You just leave your gamer tag and what game you want. And on Christmas Day, I'm choosing a winner, digital version of that game, any game you want that's on the Xbox store. So yeah, thank you for reminding me about the giveaway. So yeah, everybody, if you're interested in the giveaway on my channel under post, that's how you enter. It's that simple. Just leave your gamer tag and name the game you want. And on Christmas, I'm choosing the winner. Yeah, because I want to give back. I want some whoever wins to enjoy their Christmas with a game of their choice. More games for Xbox and PlayStation for a couple of years, and we get to play games first before they put them on their other platforms. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think people could live with that, but it's still gonna rub people the wrong way when certain games go to PlayStation. And that's just the nature of the beast. And another thing that rubs people the wrong way, Kenneth, and thank you for joining us, Kenneth Williams, is that Sony is kind of doing the opposite, where they're still paying for especially the third party stuff, how they pay for all these third party games on Xbox. So what it feels like to a lot of people is Xbox isn't giving, they're not giving the Xbox gamers what they want, but look, Sony's giving their guys all this stuff, which just isn't true. But that's perception for you, man. Perception makes you think one thing when it's just all Sony's doing is wasting money on them time exclusives because they're not working out. They're not selling the consoles. Shiznali said they are changing. I've always wanted to play games anywhere I want, and we are getting closer and closer to that gaming nirvana. To be honest, I don't know how any gamer can be unhappy. I mean, look, that console war mentality runs deep, man. That console war mentality runs real deep, Shizno. And again, it's another thing. And like I said, for the last 40 plus years in the console market, the gamer has been trained to think if you buy my console to play X games, and we're seeing that's a strategy that's not feasible anymore on a large scale for many games. And by the way, I don't for a second think exclusives are going away. Even with Xbox, I don't think they're going away. Not even close. It's just that there's going to be less and less of them, and there's going to be this middle ground. I think time exclusive is probably going to be the middle ground, but we'll see of how things are distributed. Toolman said Xbox Developer Direct January 25 seems to be staring. Well, that's been their new thing. Late January, the last 2 years, we've been and they've been great. Both of them been excellent. So yeah, I'd be hell at this point, Toolman. I'd be surprised if we didn't get a Developer Direct next month. When Microsoft became big and successful with Xbox and Xbox Game Pass, they have made so much money. And also, the only SpongeBob game not on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is the Cosmic Shake. Well, if that's the only one, then it'll be on Game Pass. But yeah. Um, remember, last year, I believe it was last year when Xbox became bigger than Windows in Microsoft. So that's just put into perspective, especially picking up Activision, what it's done for them as a brand, and that's the reality, man. On the business side of gaming, when you make that much money, you're gonna get eyes on you that weren't there before, and that's nothing new, because that's what happened with gaming decades ago. For the longest, it was just a thing, it was more of a culture thing, right? And then even at the time, a lot of people saw it as a big investment opportunity. You saw more companies dig their feet in gaming. Now, back then, uh, their investments meant putting out some shitty tie-in games. Usually, that was usually the case. But still, that's been something that's been in gaming forever. Now it's just on a bigger scale because now we went from millions to hundreds of millions of dollars to $1 billion to a few billion to these are $70 billion deals. So the money invested now is just on a totally different scale than it's ever been, and that also means um you know you got to be more than just a console if you're going to be that damn big. Shido said, "Yeah, I've been building the digital library with Xbox since the 360 days. I'm not jumping ship over some exclusivity crap." Yeah, and I think that'll be the case even if it was listen. I think even if Nintendo start to slowly put Pokemon and Mario on PC, and then a decade later you start seeing Mario on Xbox or something. I think even then Nintendo fans would still buy their Pokemon basically. Uh, just because the library people established now for a lot of people is getting so deep that it kind of feels like a waste of money to ditch all your games because of exclusivity. Arel said rising development costs is a big factor. Yep, it's too risky to develop an expensive game that doesn't flop nowadays, especially when people are mainly playing live service games. Yeah, Arel, and that's an excellent point. The development costs are disgusting. I mean, I remember some years ago when I saw Cyberpunk. I think this total development cost, including marketing, was either 212 or 312 million dollars. That's a lot of fucking money to make back, and that's how it is with. And then people want games to be innovative with 4K 60 graphics and HDR. All that stuff is ultra expensive. And then people are playing live service games, and they're playing so many live service games. That's why we had the live service bubble. Now that bubble might be coming to an end. It seems like because so many of them have died so fast that it ended up being a trend. But the ones that have survived, like Fortnite and Roblox, and that, like those games are so damn popular that I could understand why other gaming companies are trying to chase that. And then a lot of them, due to constant updates and DLC and all that stuff, they get a constant source of revenue, which some Xbox has always done well with the likes of Forza and Halo and all that stuff. But every game wants that, and understandably so. Best Pokemon Infinite Fusion. I never heard of Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Is that one of them? What they call the homebrews? I think it's homebrew games or whatever they call them. I never heard of Pokemon Infinite Fusion. You got to inform me on that one, Devil Shooter. And since Nintendo Switch is the best-selling console, oh, it surpassed the PlayStation 2. I didn't know that. That's what's up. Congrats to Nintendo on that. I had no clue it now officially outsold the PS2. Yeah. The Nintendo has been ultra successful for them. Polar opposite to what the Wii U was. And by the way, let me give Nintendo some credit on that because the N64. I know that we got a lot of nostalgia for the N64, GameCube, and the Wii U, but those three consoles in particular actually didn't really sell that much. I mean, You look at the N64. I think it was 26 million. Hold on, let me verify this real quick, so I don't. Okay, yeah. So apparently the Nintendo 64 sold 32 million units. I mean, people call the Xbox One a flop, but that doubled that in sales. The GameCube, I know the GameCube notoriously sold like 21 million. The GameCube sold so little. Like this is gonna sound crazy to some people because the GameCube now, especially the GameCube games, is so ultra expensive as a retro console. But the Nintendo, the GameCube sold so little, and it's my favorite Nintendo console. I'm saying this that at one point, I kid you not, I remember they used to be sold. Their vendors were trying to give them away some for like $50. That's right, folks. There was a time in this world where you could get a Nintendo console for $50 and people didn't want it. Which even back then used to blow me away because again, the GameCube is my personal favorite Nintendo console ever. I used to love that console. Matter of fact, I even repurchased one a couple years ago just to relive some of the magic of that console, right? And even then, you know what I'm saying? So for them to have to turn around and now have the best selling console ever, congrats to them. And listen, I give Nintendo a hard time all the fucking time. Because and it's deserved, but you know they had a woman for me with the Switch. I'm not going to argue against facts. Arel said Nintendo literally has several mobile games. They are not immune from needing to expand their market. Yeah. Oh, great point. I completely forgot about that. They're trekking to the mobile gaming world. That's right, Arel. They did that for a little while. Might still be doing it. When Nintendo killed off the virtual console, I said F them. They could have carried the virtual console on the Switch, but nope. Yeah. Man, Nintendo. Oh my goodness, I remember that. That really drove people the wrong way. But yeah, Nintendo. Their practices. I mean, they're so lucky they got like that nostalgia loyalty in kids. Because my goodness, man, the stuff they be pulling is sickening. That's why I always say I don't care what anybody says, man. They deserve more hate that comes their way. Because yeah, you might enjoy their games, but they're fucking business practices. Listen, you can't be pro consumer and pro all the shit Nintendo does. Gunzy, hey Gunzy, thank you for joining. He said I appreciate your unboxing videos. Thank you, Gunzy. Yeah, hell, my collection video should be coming this week too. I think I want to film it this weekend. But yeah, thank you, man. It means a lot that you're enjoying them, and it means a lot that the chat is even here interacting with me tonight. Shinoli said, "I don't know how people don't get mad at Nintendo either." Yep, I have all Nintendo games on PC. You see, Devil Shooter, he know what's up. He got that emulator booming. As a matter of fact, isn't there a Switch emulator now, Devil Shooter? So yeah, Devil Shooter know what's up, man. He like shit. Fuck Nintendo. he boosted up that PC, and he's like he gonna hit and download. That's what he gonna do. There's so many great 360 games and OG Xbox games to play on the OG Xbox from OG. Oh man, the wording from OG Xbox game, Xbox 360. For the Xbox 60 and Series X and all of the above with FPS booth. That is true, David Cohen, but it's only a limited library. I think that the 360 had 2,000 games and 700 of them are backwards compatible. And with the OG Xbox, I think they had 800 games, 900 games, and only like 80 of them are backwards compatible. So there's room to grow in that area. Nintendo had Mario Kart, Pikmin, Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem, and Mario on mobile. But people really believe Nintendo will eventually consider multi-plat. I can't argue with that point because that fits my narrative great. You know, Nintendo ain't far away from joining everybody else. Anyone else been hooked on Stalker 2? The Zone has me. No, I haven't put much time in it recently, but I hear it's great things. Second Man been playing the hell out that game, actually. Yeah, I'm over 80 hours in the Stalker 2. It's addicting. Yo, that's what's up. 80 hours. That's great, man. Yeah, it's man, the zone is just so cool and fun to explore. Hate those bloodsuckers though. Oh man, y'all having a great time with soccer too. I envy y'all. Phil did say he wants PC launchers to come to Xbox, so it's possible. Maybe a slim version of Windows 12. Oh, listen, I hope he pulls that off. Having PC launchers on the Xbox console, as I think that'll be like one of the greatest things you could do. I really do. Um, because I mean that being able to play a PC library on an Xbox console, and then Sarah Bond out here saying it's the greatest generational leap ever. I think like that might be something. I hope that happens. Let that be the next evolution of where we're going with gaming. Just no said I have a small Steam library. Yeah. But if we can access our Steam library on the next Xbox, that'll be cool. Yeah, I think it'll be beyond cool. I think it'd be phenomenal. There are too many games on Steam. Honestly, can't keep up with them over there. Yeah. For those who don't know, Devil, Daya, like Devil Shooter 126. Those are two of the biggest PC people in my chat that you could find. They've really opened my eyes to the PC side of things. Devil Shooter said no unlimited. I got emulators and ROM, fan games, countless free Epic games. PC is so much more than Steam. Yeah. That's why like Arel said, and thank you for answering my question. I know I asked that like 20 minutes ago. Oh wow, I asked that a long ago. Thank you for answering, Devil Shooter. But yeah. That's right. On PC, there's a lot. Um, there a bunch of different launchers. Yeah, like you said, ROMs and emulators. But you could emulate on the current Xbox consoles though. Devil Shooter. He said, yeah, G4 Now latency is almost no different from native, and it is accessible on Xbox right now through the Edge browser. That is correct, Arel. It is accessible through the Edge browser. I never tested it. I was going to, but then I was like, what the hell am I doing? And that's a little too gimmicky to play it that way. But I have seen people play Black Myth Wukong on their Xbox consoles that way. The Marvel rights they own are to the movies. The game rights are still owned by Marvel. They're just licensed. Yes, that is correct, Gunzi. That is 100% correct. Yeah, but how the hell would Microsoft get Steam working on Xbox? They got talented engineers. They could make it happen. Sony's relying even more on PlayStation for revenue. Their movie studios have dropped a lot. They were number one in 2020, and they're now number four. They keep making duds. Were they number one in 2020 because of that Spider-Man movie, the one where they had all three of them, Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire? I generally don't keep up with Sony releases, so I don't know what the fuck they're releasing outside of shitty Marvel movies. He said, "Bring back Sam Raimi." Yeah, and give him creativity, some creative freedom, because Sam Raimi directed that Doctor Strange 2. That movie was not that good. If it wasn't for Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, that movie would have been on borderline unwatchable. It's so fucking stupid. Arel said, "My idea is let you access Windows 12 on Xbox just like you can access Linux desktop with Steam Deck." That might. I'm not against that, but that might be a little too technically advanced for console gamers. I don't know about that one. That one might. I can't see that happening. Yeah, that might be a little too much for a console gamer to be doing that. Maybe. I'm gonna have to think on that one more. On letting you access Windows 12. It sounds interesting, but that's something that I could see like a extremely small percent of Xbox owners actually doing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the things where less than 5% Xbox owners would actually access Windows 12 on their console. That's something my gut just tells me. Yo, what's up, Zink? He said, mate, it can't participate though. But hey, Zink, just a heads up. We are doing Unlimited Truth next week, our Game of the Year show. So hopefully you could show up then. Coco Fiend said, who would y'all rather see Xbox acquire next? Something is telling me Capcom or Sega's available. Yeah. I would like Ubisoft, but dude, Sega would be incredible. Sega would that almost be full circle in a way because all us long term Xbox guys know that Microsoft was worked with Sega with the Dreamcast, and hell, Sega worked with Microsoft on the OG Xbox. Remember, we used to get all them awesome Sega games like Kotagi, Gun Valkyrie, Jet Set Radio, Jet Set Radio Future. So, I mean, sign me up with stuff like that. Honestly, Coco Fiend, there's no wrong. That's one of them situations where there's no wrong answer. You name it is, I'd be excited at whoever. But I see a couple of Valves, man. There's some people on Xbox that took a Valve. My pronunciation today is so fucking weird. EA, yeah. EA would be good, but I'm just not into EA fucking sports. But the other stuff I think have been pretty good lately. Cause matter of fact, I think at the Game Awards they had this a really cool looking game. I think it's Split Second or something like that, or Split Fiction. Zink said, "Sup the tool, man. Say we need to find out some time to run Gears 5 Horde again with a few more of us soon." I swear I keep forgetting about Valve. That would be nice. Yeah, that might piss people off. I could see that one really pissing people off because the people who play on Steam, they have a real love affection for Gabe Newell, and understandably so. He seems to be extremely level headed, extremely practical. He seems to be very pro consumer in a lot of his decisions and thinking too. So, and I could wonder to see if Microsoft picked a Valve that they would feel like they're stealing him away or something, or going to phase him out. I could see some real stupid narratives with that. Sega seems to be fine. I don't think they want to sell with same with Capcom. Yeah, I know Capcom seems to be doing quite well actually. Uh, they see, of all the Japanese companies, they probably might be the best one at the current moment in terms of releasing good games consistently and all that other stuff. Hey man, that's great. Your mom is doing good, man. Zinc. Yeah, I get sick of all the negativity. There's so many awesome games, but people are too busy whining about them or hyper focus on the games they don't like. Because look, none of us are gonna like every game. That's just not possible. Just say with that, we're all not. It's not possible we can all play every game, all right? Uh, so so so. But yeah, to me, there's no point hyper focus on the negativity when there's so much good games out there. I'll keep her in my prayers for her to have healthy and great holiday season. All right. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Let me. Yeah, give me 1 second, everyone. Sorry about that. Gogopo said people are still hanging on to old console narratives. It's almost 2025. Yeah, yeah. Listen, people are not going to get let go of that for a minute. Google Po. You know, that's just not going to happen for a while. It's going to take a long time for people to let go of the old way. Because again, you're not going to get rid of 40 years of the way. Things have been done like this for like 40 years now. Google Po. It's going to take a while for gamers to catch up on the new way of doing things, and they will catch up because we saw that a decade ago where everybody pretended that they weren't going to be able to play their used games. All of them are digital now. Over 70 million people daily play on Steam and PC. Yeah, that's why picking up Valve would be unbelievably amazing. That's the gaming world we live in now. Oh, yeah, the giveaway. Good luck with everyone. I hope I win. If you entered, you have a chance to win. It's so awesome that you do that. Yeah, man, I just want to give back. I am extremely behind. Holy moly. Um, Zinc said, "Thanks for reading Sarah Bond credentials on Sega Forever. Absolutely hated listening to Zoe assassinate her character." Yeah. That, yeah, I think it's insulting. You know, I would find extremely insulting if somebody said, especially somebody who hasn't achieved what I have, and saying that everything I've done was pretty much useless and I suck at my job and they're a fucking nobody. That would drive me crazy, man. Yeah, the console war mentality does run drink. Uh, what would what would be the point of buying in? Uh, Hopefully, he finishes his point. Yeah, I did not like how he went paranoid on Sarah. She knows her stuff. Microsoft does not mess around. Soon, we will all be at a point where all PlayStation games will be on Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Um, nah, we not all their games. That ain't gonna happen. Look, I don't think for a second that exclusives going anywhere. Just that there's gonna be less of them because games are so expensive. They got to make their money back now. Google Post said, "My ex a long time ago used to work for Microsoft in the late '90s. They stressed competitive out of ordinary people to look out for. Most of these tech companies are not run of the mill blue chip corporate types." Yeah, I could believe that, man. Microsoft is a company. It's clear that you got to know your stuff to work there. You know, they got all the kids who had like a fucking 5.0 GPA in college and shit like that. There's a new FTC chairman coming in January. Bye, Lena Khan. You don't want to be. Oh wow, if she's gone, Microsoft might run crazy. Without exclusive, that would be a reason to buy a console. A PC doesn't sell you exclusive because it's not owned by one company. Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, for the listen. Hopefully, I'm clear when I say this, guys. I don't for a second believe exclusives are going to go extinct. Just that we're going. It was clear that we're going to get less of them because they're so expensive, and that's my main point. It's not that we're not going to get them anymore. It's just that they're listen unless gamers reach a point where they don't want their AAA games to look graphically incredible. If they want Indiana Jones, for example, to look like a 360 game and they're okay paying 60 $70 for that, don't expect these AAA games to be less expensive to develop for, because you're not going to have it both ways. You're not going to have big AAA games that are reasonably priced, but and so they could still sell 3 million units, for example, and be a financial success. And but don't think there won't be some big cuts. And then if those big cuts, if there's a situation where the AAA industry was like, all right, you know what? Instead of our budget being 100, $200 million, it's going to be $50 million to develop for, and whatever else goes into all of that. So that maybe selling 5 million units is a financial success. I guarantee sites like Digital Foundry would rip those games apart. And once they rip those games apart, those games are going to be considered fucking dead because everybody's going to pair it with Digital Foundry says, call the game crap, and it ain't going to sell. So there's gonna we gotta but as the gaming world and console gamers have to bite a bullet on something. You're either gonna have to accept less games at that cost a lot, that give you all the bells and whistles that you want, or accept more games that are less expensive, but it's not going to be technical marvels. And I see how gamers react to every fucking thing. A lot of these games don't even like games he bought, right? And so I just don't see the practical solution that will keep exclusives in the traditional sense would be a sacrifice gamers are not willing to make. They act like the Series X and S is selling like the Wii U when it's doing way better. Yeah. Oh, dude, Microsoft is fine. Microsoft is doing great, actually. It seems like so. Whenever they have this fake doom and gloom about it, that just tells me that's just wishful thinking, as E-Rock has always said, right? Where they're only projecting what they want to see happen, and so they think because Xbox aren't saying, hey, we sold 50 million consoles, that they're failing. No, there's clear that all. Listen, you don't invest this much in the failure. Not to the extent Xbox has. Yo, what's up, Phase 114? GameCube is the best Nintendo console. Loved mine. Yeah, love the GameCube. The reason OG Xbox outsold the GameCube was because it was more powerful than GameCube and had more games than the GameCube. Yep. Yeah, man. The OG Xbox. Oh man, that game. I mean, that console came out with a freight train. Um. Oh. Okay. So, I that console. Oh man, the OG Xbox was so good. But all four of the consoles that generation, that sixth generation, were awesome. Right? The Dreamcast, unfortunately, the Dreamcast did even worse. That's why Sega got out the console market. But everybody knows how legendary the Dreamcast was. Um, the OG Xbox, to a lot of people, felt like the Sega Dreamcast 2. The GameCube felt like Nintendo was growing up with us. That's how I felt at the time. Being a teen in that era, felt like Nintendo was growing up with me. And the PlayStation was the PS2. It did what it did. Even though I fully admit the PS2 was probably my least favorite console that generation, and the one I played the least. Yeah, I mean, 'cause I was just never a big PlayStation fan like that, man. It never really appealed to me to the same extent the other ones did. I forgot the giveaway. I just entered. Oh, that's what's up, Coco Fiend. Yeah, good luck to anybody who enters the giveaway. Seriously, I'm not happy with the idea of Fable coming to PS5. So cursed. Yeah, I don't think Fable's going to PS5. And that's the thing. Now I get it, game by game basis, this and that, and excuse me. We really are in uncharted territories, but yeah, I don't think something like Fable's going to PlayStation. Now, I fully admit. I'll fully admit if I'm wrong on this. Yeah, it's just that I just don't think every game is going. That just doesn't make sense to me for every game to be multiplayer or every single game to be time exclusive. And even though I spent the last hour or so talking about how the old model doesn't work, that doesn't mean that I think there should be no exclusives. That's how the console market has always been. And unless, and my thing is that this Xbox just wouldn't survive having no exclusives when Sony and Nintendo still got, what I'm saying? It's to me, it's hard to sell Xbox outside of us loyalists, right? Any loyalists to people who are like, all right, if I could get Halo and God of War on my PlayStation, why would I buy Xbox? Even if it has Game Pass, I think that's a tough sell for a lot of people. So that's why I don't. That's why when Matt Booty says it's still case by case and all this other stuff, yeah, I don't for a second believe that I don't for a second think Xbox gamers should just be just paranoid where every game comes out like, oh, is it going to come to PlayStation eventually? I'll be like, calm down, guys. Some of it might, but I think we're going to get more straightforward decisions. By the way, this article had an interesting piece about Indiana Jones. My nephew is so big PC player, and it's much easier than it used to be. I just got sick of PC from constantly being on one for the last 35 years. Yeah, I understand that. Sometimes you just like for me, just know I work on a computer all day. The last thing I want to do after I work is still be at the computer, even if it is to play games, man. And I know. Technically, you could hook up your PC to your TV and all that shit. I ain't gonna do all that, guys. When I just plug in the fucking console and play the same games. The only reason Nintendo Switch is doing well is because they combine both their markets together: the handheld and the home console. Yeah. Because the DS, that's actually an excellent point because the DS sold extremely well. The DS dominated the PSP. I think the DS sold like 139 million units or something crazy like that. And so a lot of the DS owners, because the Switch does both, jump to Nintendo Switch as well. That's why there's currently no DS or 3DS. It's just the Switch does it all. Oh, trust me, Microsoft will add more backwards compatible games. I can see them adding more to the Series X. Nobody said it won't happen, and it will happen. It comes together. It comes getting the old games working. That'd be nice, man. Because the more games, my mentality when it comes to games, the more games on Xbox, right? I mean, you can, excuse me, sorry about that. You can't go wrong. Microsoft should have bought Remedy. Remedy didn't want to be purchased. Phase. That's why that didn't happen. Phase, they tried, but Remedy, I can play Switch games on my Series X with the emulator. Yeah, great point, Hebot. And that's something. I'm glad I wasn't aware that Switch. You know what, Hebot? I'm gonna have to talk to you later. I had no clue Switch games could be played on Series X. I know about the emulators. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't know the Switch library was also doable on the Series X. That's really awesome. I probably shouldn't say it's really awesome because now Nintendo's gonna shut my shit down. I do agree console exclusives will remain until the end of consoles, if ever. Yeah. It's just too ingrained with the business model. You know, it's not like cell phones. You know, there's no exclusive Bank of America app, for example. Well, and even with cell phones, now I'll say this. Yeah, there are certain apps that you could only get on an iPhone or Android, but they're not the selling point to the phones. Nobody buys an iPhone for I don't even know what app or exclusive. I just know that they exist, you know. But nobody buys an iPhone or Samsung Galaxy just for an app. But people do that for games. Halo 5 still not on PC. It's Xbox exclusive completely. Well, there you go. I believe in my Windows 12 idea because the issue quirks with PC would still encourage people to buy from Xbox for ease of use. And it would definitely satisfy people who want to play games not on Xbox. I'll be cool with the launcher. I don't know about the Windows 12 idea. It sounds interesting, but I just don't know if people would do that. There'll be a few exclusives, which is happening already. Yep. Hey, what's up, Sega Man? By the way, check out Sega Man's 101 channel. He had a great show earlier this day, man. Got me through work. Signal said not reporting sales numbers definitely tells something that goes for any platform holder. The measurement of success isn't in the console sales. When Phil said no red line, nothing's safe, not even Halo. Yeah, see, guys, Cygnus is the master of the lack of context. Yes, Cygnus, we get it, but Sony isn't making money, so don't be surprised if Spider-Man comes to Xbox. PS5 financials is tracking above PS4 financials. As it stands, everything on PlayStation comes to PC anyway. No reason to buy PlayStation. That's what Devil Shooters thinks, that's for sure. That's because the PS4 was barely doing great. Their profit margins are shit. Depends if you're willing to wait a year or two. Yeah. Dude, you're waiting a year or 2 years later for Xbox games that hit PC or PlayStation. You don't care. So people don't care the other way around. And that's the thing. These PlayStation games are not so great and revolutionary that people are just dying to buy them. Hell, the PlayStation fans aren't buying their games at that large of a margin. You know, on average, around 10% of the PlayStation user base are buying your exclusive. Hell, even the Game of the Year winner didn't fucking sell well on the PS5. So y'all aren't even buying this shit. Again, selling consoles don't make money. Yeah, the software has always been the money maker. Sickness gets it. You know, you gotta understand. He just like to play troll a bit, man. Pony should be watching how Craven does because it directly reflects the PlayStation. PlayStation console number is what makes Satya put games there. Too attractiveness games goes third-party devs. No, it's not the sales that attracts them. It's just this is a change in strategy. Actually, Satya wanted their games everywhere for the longest. You know what I'm saying? This was way beyond anything PlayStation had going on. Ponies think PlayStation is something special when nobody gives a shit. Yeah. The biggest selling games on PlayStation are the usual. Hell, the best selling game on PlayStation this year is an Xbox game. Again, it's not about PlayStation 5 or Series X. It's about making money. Yeah, and that's a great point, Google Poe. And the making money part, that's the part that rubs people that are rubbing a lot of Xbox, especially even if you want to call them pony bots, but there are a lot of people who play on Xbox who the money making part rubs them the wrong way because the money making part feels like a betrayal to them when the games go to PlayStation, and and again, the perception for a lot of people is that okay, Microsoft, you're gonna put all your games on you're gonna put all your games on PlayStation, but PlayStation keep games off your platform. How is that fair to me as a consumer? You know what I'm saying? And then I wish that we could get this. One thing that does suck is that I wish that we could get like the raw, unfiltered truth from guys like Matt Booty and Phil Spencer on this. Satya, he's not a game. I don't think Satya. He don't give a fuck, man. He does not care one iota if a game goes to PlayStation. If it's gonna make them money, he don't care. But I think Phil, Matt, and Sarah, I think they care a lot more, and and that they would I think that they'll be more emotional about such a change, right? How many times have I said the same thing? But ponies keep talking about consoles sold. No, I think he doesn't get it. He's not trolling. And that's what backwards compatible on Xbox is emulation. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It does use the emulation with the backwards compatible. I'm just surprised that the Switch could do it, man. That's all I'm saying. Because you could do a bunch of emulators on the Xbox. I just didn't know the Switch was one. Microsoft already passed the threshold for consoles sold to make money. It was about 25, 30 million. As long as console market exists, consoles definitely matters. I think you mean exclusive. That because of course consoles are gonna matter if the console market exists. Yeah, that's the whole point. To sell the product consoles. That's the product they're selling. Even if Xbox sells 50 or 60 like the PS5, they still be doing the same thing because it's not enough in the long run. Yeah, that's an excellent point. And I wish I worded that better earlier. That is such a great point. That it's not about the console sold, man. It's the business strategy they're going for. I would say Series console is currently around 30 million max. Yeah, yeah, I could see around 30 million. I think it'll be probably a little more than that. But it ain't no fucking flop. You know what I'm saying? That's why they ain't reporting it. Well, no, they stopped reporting it like a decade ago. It's just not part of what they consider success. It's not just the console sales. I never said consoles were going away. It's about big corp like Microsoft making it matters. And I'm gonna wrap it up after this. Arel 2 said, I really don't think Satya has such an influence. Phil is preparing his business for a future IMO because of the factors like rising development costs. Look at Square, it's the whole industry. And finally, Google posted, there's a reason why Google, Apple, Amazon aren't in consoles. It's so old fashioned. And the reality is, it's a bad business. And with that said, guys, thank you for joining this episode of the Unlimited Hangout. I love chatting with you guys. I really do. I loved all the comments. There were a lot of comments. I was behind for a minute there. But yeah, there's a lot of comments. And you guys were fantastic as always. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. You guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Hope you enjoy your holidays. Have a Merry Christmas and all that. We will be back for sure. We're going to be back next Thursday, December 26th. We're doing the Unlimited Truth Game of the Year episode. Where the whole crew is going to give our favorite game of the year and talk about everything that's coming next year. That's definitely going to be the plan. And and finally, the giveaway for those who entered. Good luck again. Christmas Day, I'm choosing a winner. Game of your choice. And I made it as simple as possible. I don't ask you guys to donate. I don't ask you guys to subscribe. I don't ask you guys to like. Just leave your gamer tag in the game you want. That's literally it. As a thank you, because the Unlimited Truth, the Unlimited Production YouTube channel, Unlimited Hangout wouldn't be here without y'all. I mean, hell, the chat is why I met such great people like Daya, who's absolutely, I mean, she's just absolutely wonderful, right? And the man who represents the chat, other thing, you know what I'm saying? Hebot, a good friend of mine. Phase 101. I mean, y'all are just, what's so great about it is that y'all are not only informative, bring great discussions. Y'all are also great people. So again, you guys, and I hopefully what little I could do with the giveaway could be appreciation, and that's what also led to the unlimited hangout, was that you guys have always been so great in the chat that I realized, yo, I want to talk to you guys sometimes. So it's been great to be back in talking with you guys. I know my answer has been a little long winded, but we'll be back later. I might get the crew together even tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. But for sure, December 26th. You guys have a great rest of your week. And I am out. Dave said a lot of thanks, Google Poe. Great show. Cygnus, thank you. Sega Man, as always. He said console sales don't make money, software does. Yep. Snooky, Urel. All right, guys. Yeah, guys, have a great rest of your week, and I'm out. I got to end this shit.